This is a movement. What Michael has created is something that extends a movement.
I don't submit either, Rastafari.
As one grows through the expression of I do not submit, one meets the system, one meets the politics, one meets duality. And then one realizes that one is the system.
I'm not submitting to what is wrong.
Each of us, once you start watching this, you can't stop. Riveting, riveting, riveting.
And I do submit that this feels like Michael is the magnum opus.
Like I'm just feeling super lucky to be here and be blessed by this conversation.
If it hadn't been for that community, I'm not sure what would have happened to me at this point. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. A painful experience to really write this piece, as well as understanding my responsibility. And the responsibility is part of the responsibility and integrity balance to bring to the point of I do not submit is the thought of being able to take a position even when it's dark and no one is looking, and still be able to do the right thing, So it's been that kind of a journey.
So every time for me, Michael said throughout the track, I do not submit, he's moving through a state of ego to egolessness and beyond. And he's wondering, who is he submitting to? A Muslim might say, I submit to the will of Allah, the will of God. But the Vajrayana Buddhist or the Hindu or the Sufi is realizing there is nothing, there is emptiness. One gets to a point where one submits and there is nothing around because you are everything. And for me, that was the challenge of the video, is how do you express non-dual consciousness politically and spiritually? And for me, it's a traverse through time and space to realize that we, as a people, moving through stages of consciousness to get to a oneness of reality. So that's where I begin my journey. And Michael gave me the opportunity as a filmmaker to do this. I didn't ever think that I would do this kind of stuff within the music video context. But there was something so deep and profound about Michael's energy. It helped me express these things in his video. I don't think Michael, when he first approached me, I don't even think we spoke about this. I think I just said to him, I've got some ideas, let me show you. And it progressed and progressed and progressed. But over time, it became this. And I still welcome Michael's thoughts. So we still talk about it. We still go into it with depth.
I do not submit to that experience anymore of living trauma on the phone, in life, in my head. I do not submit to the Babylon that wants to manifest inside of me to say, just submit. It might be a little bit easier. So for me, Michael, this work will be studied, as we know. It will live as a time capsule of the human experience from a longer time than now. And the way how it was able to speak on so many topics in so many different cultures through imagery is really very beautiful. Samir, thank you so much for these images. They are so empowering. They are inspiring.
Because of the powerful nature of the video, it's inviting us, in my view, to not just think critically, but think critically and radically about the kind of world we're bequeathing to the next generation and what we need to do in terms of defiance and resistance, in terms of challenging and standing up and speaking out and making a difference,
The title struck me. And at first I said, why not, I will not submit. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized what was happening. It's like an ideology, an expression of an ideology. It's not that I will not submit if you do so-and-so to me. This is a stance. It's like a state of being. I do not submit. And I find that to be very empowering, so that regardless of what is going on, whether it's capitalism, whether it's a pandemic, I'm not submitting to what is wrong.
I like the fact that Michael said it was a public service announcement. That was kind of refreshing still. And Michael, I gotta tell you, you really got my attention when you apologized. And in the tradition of storytellers, of griots, some of the things that we do when we initially get into story. We either praise chant, or we give praises to who our hosts are, or whatever is happening. And at the same time, we also to relieve ourselves of things. So I like the fact that immediately you apologize. You apologize to youth, to young people, if we have failed them.
I think that this piece is a kernel of the University of Revolution. So that if studied, and I'm telling you, when I heard it, I'm planning my curriculum for a couple courses, and I'm like, I'm dropping this in. Because it's really important that young folks start to get back to the roots of the culture, why we're here, what we're doing it for.
I feel like we need to listen to the people of the Global South who have what Michael calls alternative ways, indigenous wisdom that has in it some love for humanity, love for all of creation that the whole planet desperately needs now.